You know, a lot of times I have ideas for cold open. Sometimes I don't. Sometimes they just write themselves.
Mhm.
I was talking to myself about what we were going to do today and what we were going to talk about. And I was kind of like the doldrums of the off season. Like it is full on here. Um, so I show up. I'm wearing black, all black t-shirt. You're wearing all black long sleeve. And I'm like, here we are, morning, the end of the football season.
Mhm.
And then I started getting a little insecure because I realized you brought the bling and the shades and all kinds of shit over here that I ain't got on, man. And I feel I
Well
feel I feel like I'm not representing correctly. I feel like I need to go back up to the jewelry case.
well, first of all, this I was busting down already a little bit earlier, so that's why I just like, I'm just gonna keep it on for the show. Same thing with the
It
shades. These are
looks
actually
great.
real these are actually shades that's like built for indoors and outdoors. So I really like
Yeah.
this look here. But I'm kind of like in the mode to where I'm instead of looking at a funeral s kind of thing, this is for me is like a celebration of life. Whereas like I'm going to just enjoy my time during this off season just because, man, for real, I absolutely despise everything for the Bengals season. When Joe Burrow went hurt, I lost all faith in the season. I was like, you know what, they're done.
Your heart's been
Crashed
black
and
since
burned.
that moment. Yeah.
Pretty much, I mean, I had no faith in Jake Brown even before he took the field, regardless of what fans was trying to illustrate to what he did in 2023. Yeah, we had a little bit of reprise and a little bit of entertaining aspect when Joe Flacco came into to the ball game when the Bengals traded for him. It was cool, but I just kind of knew that this team is not going anywhere fast unless Joe Burrow gets back. He did come back, but right now we were already sinking so far deep in the quicksand that even he couldn't rescue it. So for me, even though I'm dressed up in a funeral kind of thing, but I'm more so just happy that the season's over. I feel like that if you ask like about 85% of the NFL teams this year for their respective teams, I don't think that anybody will be saying like, "Man, we were so good." It's like talk to Ravens fans, bro. They ain't happy. They ain't got. They not happy at all of how their season went. Steelers fans, even though they won a division, bro, they ain't happy about that. Browns
Mm-mm.
fans probably might be happy about Myles Garrett breaking a sack record, but shit, I mean,
That's
I
about
don't
it.
know. Yeah,
All
so
news ain't good news over there.
nope,
But hey,
nope,
we
not at
got we
all.
got double A over here in the chat. We got our boy Tim Lyons over here. He says
Mhm.
Juddy looking like a Death Row record album cover a little before Juddy's time, but I'm sure he's
I know.
familiar.
I'm
Uh,
familiar. I'm familiar. Yeah.
Pay over here in the live chat. Thanks for tuning in. He says getting those RTTJ checks. Pay those
Mm.
bounce, bud. Those bounce. Those don't clear nowhere. And hey, listen, man. Pay said we need to entertain him, so
Yeah,
I, I,
we got
I
you,
don't
bro. We
I
got
don't
you.
want to keep
We
the
got
man waiting. We're gonna have to get into the show. All right, welcome back once again. We are running through the jungle. I'm your host, Brandon Herriott, here with your host, Justin Lacey. As you have seen already, our trusted Tim Lyons is in the chat, taking care of some appointments he had to get to. I'm not going to put his personal life out there on blast. I don't think he's getting a spleen removed or anything like that. So he should be back next week. We should be good.
Get well, buddy.
Yeah, I think it was just routine. I think it was routine checkup. I think he's getting his oil
Yeah.
changed. Something like that. Something like that. He's getting his personal oil change. No, did he? Eye doctor, whatever. Oil change sounds better.
I mean, he did already tell us about what he was doing earlier today.
Oh yeah, I ignore that. Oh. Those chats are not. Those chats.
He said it. He said it, not me. I know
That's
you in the
Chester,
chat,
not
buddy, but yeah,
yeah, I saw it.
that
I
wasn't
made
me.
a
You heard it
comment.
here first.
I made a comment. That was enough. That was
Mhm.
an episode. Hey, we appreciate you guys rocking with us each and every week. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, share us, tell a friend to tell a friend, rate, review. Always helps out, help those algorithms, and keep more people coming over to the page, man. We appreciate it. All right, well, we'll get into an oldie but goodie here. One of my favorite I'm not into the like doing 72 mock drafts. So we have to get a little, a little trickier around here, a little thick outside of the box around here. So we like to do some games from time to time, explaining where our thoughts are with our team and what we need to look for and everything. And we're going to break down some individual players here on the offensive side of the ball this week. Next week, we'll look at the defensive side of the ball and a little something we like to call check, raise, fold. So a lot like a card game, we're going to look at each individual player like a card hand, where we're at with them. Now, in the check, raise, fold, kind of, self-explanatory, except it gets a little gray on some checks, right? Raise and fold, easy to grade. For this, episode here, for this kind of look into our team, really can't check on somebody that's going to be a free agent, right? You either got to fold on them or you got to raise on them. You either got to offer them contract, try to bring them back, or you got to, fold on them and dump them. Now I have some ESPN pulled up. We're going to be able to take a look here. I will share with the kind of folks at home that are watching on YouTube. One thing we're going to have to do here, kind of off of this beaten path, we can look at quarterbacks, we can look at running backs, we can look at wide receivers, but we're just going to have to talk about the boys in the trenches because they don't really have anything in here. I'm not going to pull up PFF grades and all that kind of jazz, but we're going to look here. And Justin, I'm going to give you the hardest one first.
All right, let's go.
We're going to pick up Joe Burrow. 30th in yards passing last year. What a stink, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, 1,800 yards, 17 touchdowns, 5 interceptions in a year that was cut short. I'm assuming you're not going to fold on Joe Burrow.
Absolutely not. And if you would simulate those numbers during the course of the duration of the full 17-game season, he'll easily amass 4,000 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, probably maybe among the like 9 or 10 picks. He don't really turn the ball over that much. There isn't really any turnover worthy plays. Maybe you only thing you got to worry potentially about is maybe a strip sack fumble here and there, depending on the amount of drop back pass that he does and then gets hits with I'm not worried about turnovers with Joe Burrow, but no, this is my ace, bro. Like this is pocket aces that I'm going to the table with. I'm raising every single time. He is the ultimate champion, the ultimate guy that can help you get to where you need to go. And if you're trying to win a hand and you're desperate, you better hope to hell that Joe Burrow is your hand. Just because there's a lot of good hands, but it's always the best hand to start off with in a game of Texas Hold'em is pocket aces, and Joe Burrow's that for me.
Yeah, I mean 66.8% completion percentage, 100.7 quarterback rating. I'm good. I'm good with number 9 being my quarterback as long as he wants to come hobbling out there. I hope he plays till he's 40. I don't know that he will, but I hope he does. We'll get to another easy one kind of out of the way here. Sean Clifford never suited up. This was our late pickup with some injuries and stuff. And do the Bengals try and bring Sean Clifford back, or we just keep it pushing?
Something tells me that they're going to probably bring him in as a training camp body just to see what he can do. But there's no chance that he is going to ever see the field. This is an automatic fold. I mean, it's like, how can you even what's the point? This is an automatic fold.
Yeah, this is to me, I mean, The only way he stumbles back onto the practice field is if he has no other offers and they just do it to have some depth there. Other than that, I'm a fold. You know what I mean? If it checks all the way around the table and he comes back for the beginning of training camp, so be it. But it's a quick fold for me after that. A little more interesting one. We got Mr. Jake Browning. Jake Browning didn't quite do what he did the last time Burrow went down with an injury to the 6 touchdown, 8 interception issue. There is the interceptions below his completion percentage for his career by 4 points last season. And obviously a touchdown interception ratio being the worst thing there, 770 yards. And did not look like a confident player, to be honest with you. So what's your take here on Jake Browning? You check, raise, or fold?
Yeah, I'm done with him completely. Go ahead and be bad on another team. I don't have time for it. Yeah, this is an obvious fold here because fans was really honing in on his 2023 stretch. And if you really look at the numbers, I get it. The numbers will tell you one thing, but the quality football play really wasn't all that great. It was a lot of bailouts from T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, really doing them solid justices. It was Zach Taylor scheming up right play calls to get him going for real. That was in 2023. But in 2025, this dude was absolutely abysmal. It was like we had no hope. And the thing is, I kind of saw it coming. People don't remember, but he was not good in preseason. He was just awful. But we dusted it under the rug because, it's preseason football. But then it started to materialize itself. And then next thing you know, it was like, all right, yeah, we got a real problem at quarterback here. So I don't even want him back as my number 3. What's going to piss me off the most with this Bengals organization, this coaching staff, as they make these roster decisions, is that they're going to have him still on the roster just because he's comfortable around Joe Burrow. That's going to make me mad. That really is. Man, you got to draft and develop and get somebody in the room at some point. And it's not Jake Browning, bro. Yeah, automatic fold for me. He was actually on my list as auto folds just because I don't even care what the flop in the turn in the river board will look like. If he's my hand, nope, get rid of it. I'm cool.
How many times you heard me say that the enemy of greatness is mediocrity? Holding on to an asset that you already viewed as not good enough to hold it together while Joe Burrow was out for 6 to 8 weeks, it doesn't make sense to me. You've already folded on him once. Don't pick up the same trash hand and replay it, right?
Right.
So I'm with you here. Now, it does sadden me. I will miss his fiance being in the box in the suite, waving, seeing what her outfit was and whether it was painted on, sprayed on. I don't know. It was always so tight.
Dude, that whole series of her video going viral, dancing in some sort of unitard, some tight looking unitard.
I'm telling you, man.
That had more polarizing press than Jake Browning by himself. It's because we only saw who the girl who was with, and that's who we paid attention to the most for some reason. Well, the fan base did. Me, I don't give a damn. But
for some reason, I mean, the reason was obvious. Yeah, the reason was obvious. I mean, he bounced quarters off that broad. I don't know. Am I allowed to say that? I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But it's the truth. Yeah, she hot. But that's the reason why. But other than that, that's the best thing Jake Browning's got going for him. Now we got another guy that here's the situation. He's out there, says he wants to play again, and Mr. Joe Flacco, the ageless Joe Flacco, says he wants to play again at the age of 41. Serviceable, had some big yardage games. He did the Joe Flacco 15 touchdowns, 10 TDs is kind of his thing. Almost 2,500 yards. Completion percentage is not Joe Burrow at 60%. His rating is 79.2, but he played serviceable. So where are you at on Joe Flacco? Check, raise, or fold?
This is finally a debate. Like, this is one that is going to be a little interesting for me because at first I was like, I want him back. Let's go ahead and let's put some chips in our race. I really want Joe Flacco back just because, number one, Joe Burrow has never had a veteran quarterback that he can truly learn from until Joe Flacco came. And Joe Flacco really, I felt like he really reminded Joe Burrow of how this offense can be orchestrated when he was quarterbacking while Burrow was on the sideline. There was not no too quick to drop back to pass, not always in shotgun. You can do plays under center, and you can still get your best players the football. We saw that for a few stretch of games when he had those high yardage numbers and those passing numbers as well, too, those passing touchdowns and everything. We saw that. Joe Flacco gets the Bears through for 470 yards, 4 touchdowns. I think he threw 2 picks as well, too. But it was a reminder that coincided with the effort of, yeah, this guy can still sling the rock. So I am raising on Flacco, but it's not a push to chips in all in. It's just a soft raise, just to maybe see if I can maybe get some other players to fold. There are other quarterbacks that I like to see that can come in and maybe be a potential backup to Joe Burrow. The Tennessee Titans may look to be writing off Will Levis. That could be a guy that I would love to be able to come in and bring in as a backup right behind Joe Burrow. But again, if I'm bringing Joe Flacco in, hey, Will Levis, you can play right behind Flacco too. You know what I mean? So let's go ahead and add a little bit more to. Let's redo that whole room. And I really like the notion of adding a senior figure behind Joe Burrow that's been in the league for a lot of years. He knows the AFC North. He understands the offense now. He got here on the Tuesday and had to play real quick on I think on the Sunday against the Packers. He did just fine. Yeah, he kind of sort of mellowed out down the stretch or whatnot. But man, that's you don't need Flacco for 16 games. You just need him for 5 in a situation where you are in a pinch. Flacco's perfect for that. Yeah, I'm going to say raise just because of that. And it'll be a soft raise, like I stated before.
I can tell you right now, we need to timestamp this. If you somehow talk Will Levis to the Bengals into existence, I won't forgive you. Like that's the Mayo man. He's a stay the hell out of Cincinnati. I don't want him here.
He be your number 3.
No,
I'll take him
man,
over Browning.
Come on, man.
He
Something
got
wrong
a better
with
arm than Joe Brown. I mean, he got a better arm than Jake Browning.
But here's why I don't want him as a backup, especially. And the reason why I'm going to raise on Joe Flacco. Now, I know Tim said check on Joe Flacco. Can't really check on somebody that's a free agent, right?
Yeah, he's a free agent, bro.
You got to either fold or raise. The way I'm looking at it. So I'm raising here. I don't think it costs you a lot to raise or to call here if somebody else. That's the thing. I think the situation is, unless he's going to go somewhere and start, which I don't see. I think Joe Flacco, unless he was to get an offer from the Rams, maybe, or somebody like that, where a Super Bowl contender, backup in a cool offensive system. I mean, I think we don't have to raise it past somebody's offer, just to somebody's offer.
Right.
And I think he would choose Cincinnati to come back. Now, the reason why I like him for Joe Burrow is if you look back at his games, especially, he didn't get sacked hardly at all. And the reason why was because he doesn't hold the ball in bad situations. He throws it away. He throws it at his if his outlet's covered, whether it's a running back or a tight end to the flat or something like that, he skips it at their feet. He does little things like that where he doesn't take sacks. He throws the ball away, gets to the edge, throws it out of bounds. I think Joe Burrow needs that kind of influence on his game because the one thing he does is sometimes try to play a little bit too much hero ball. Yeah. He's got to pick and choose when he's doing that to me.
And to add on to what you just said there too, because he shows you a different style of way how the offense functions where you can just not necessarily have to just take the big heroic play over and over. I think that Joe Flacco understands, look, I don't got to impress anybody. Hell, I already got me a Super Bowl ring. I already got me a Super Bowl MVP. I've won a lot of playoff games, but he's somebody that can really, really coach Joe Burrow into a maturity level of his play to help him ascend to that play. Joe Flacco is not the team elevator. That's Joe Burrow. But Joe Flacco is that he's a guy that can keep the offense moving in the way how you want it ran. And he can actually he ain't scared to take some hits neither. I mean, he did get sacked a couple of times against like some really tough defenses, but he ain't scared to take no hits. You saw him do a tush push, a quarterback sneak against Pittsburgh, and also ran for first down. Man, that was incredible, man. Like he shows you that energy of what it means to be a Bengal. And by definition of what it means to be a Bengal, according to this regime of the coaching staff and the front office, is a physical, hungry, accountable teammate that's going to do whatever they can to get the
Yeah.
job done. And I think Joe Flacco showed that in his short stick career with the Bengals.
He's a veteran presence that if he has to captain the ship for, say, up to 6 games, he can keep enough water out of the boat to keep it afloat and get it back on track. So I think he's a good fit, and somebody that knows the system, like you said. It'd be great to have him back in my humble opinion. So let's do some wide receivers. Oh man, another tough one. Ja'Marr Chase, only 125 catches and 1,400 yards, 8 touchdowns, 11.3 receiving yards. Now he was below his average for his career, almost 2 yards. But man, what can you say about this guy? He lost a fumble, but I don't have anything else bad to say about anything on that picture.
No,
what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, man. And honestly, I'm going to parlay him and T. Higgins just because at the end of the day, these are your aces.
We're already all in on these 2 guys, right?
Yeah. So we already signed up to the extension to the contract. So what's the point in trying to check on one and then raise on the other? Like, nah, man, I'm all in on both of them.
Hey, neither one of these guys trade bait. Ain't nothing. I don't care who's out there getting offered. I don't care if Max is on the chopping block here and they want T. Higgins, they can kick rocks.
For sure. And this was the arguments from last year when we had all of those folks that were saying to try to pull the tag and trade or let them test free agency, get assets in return from. Nah, man, you got to understand, you got to build the core foundation of your locker room. And T. Higgins and Ja'Marr Chase, along pairing up with Joe Burrow, those are your 3 aces. Like you talk about trips, those are your trip aces.
Yeah.
And so I'm not folding on any one of those guys. I'm not even checking. You always have to go all in. I like that. Triple Kings. I like that too.
T. Higgins last year, 59 catches, almost 850 on the yards, 11 touchdowns. I mean, guy was a touchdown machine, 14.3 per catch. Really great at the contested balls. His size and stature make him just a weapon in the red zone. T. Higgins ain't going nowhere. Forget about it. Now, here's an interesting one.
All right.
Andre Yoshivas. Oh, Mr. Yoshi. What do you think about check?
I'm trying to take my negative. I'm really trying my damnness, Brandon, to take my negative opinions about the team overall and then inserting it on said players. Because early on, I was on the strength of I don't care about what Andre Yoshivas has done in the few years that he's been on the team so far. I need to upgrade and get something different. And basically by definition, that means I'm folding on him. I need somebody new at wide receiver 3. But I cannot just place those stigmatizations on a guy that just because, he had a lot of drops. And I'm not going to excuse that. I think I'm going to do a check for now. But it's somebody that I'm going to look to potentially fold because I do want to get something better. I think I can get somebody better. I know I can get somebody better. Now, let me just change that. Now, I don't think I know I can get somebody better to produce more than he has. But I'm also trying to just excuse just the overall totality of the team performance and not just because everybody got blamed. Everybody had some stinkers to their game. Ja'Marr Chase had drops. T. Higgins had drops. Joe Burrow, he's thrown picks and stuff like pick sixes and whatnot. Like, everybody's had bad moments and stuff. But he also had showed up and came through when you needed him to. Like I think about that Thursday night game, Thanksgiving night against Baltimore, when Joe Burrow returned. He didn't just aim and target it to Ja'Marr Chase and T. Higgins. The Baltimore Ravens had a nice plan for those guys. And I don't even think T. Higgins even played that day. So who stepped up in his absence? Well, we kind of had Andre Yoshivas when Mitchell Tinsley wasn't ready to take the fold yet. And he caught a touchdown in that game to really kind of ice it and seal it. So I was proud of him for that moment. But he also had just way too many instances where he's dropped the ball on numerous amount of occasions where he was obviously wide open. I'll check for now. I'm not going to be too aggressive, even though my heart wants to say just fold and move on. But you gotta have to trust that he's still a young player. He's still got to develop. So I'm still going to upgrade wide receiver 3, but it's not going to be him. But it's a check to keep him on my roster for now.
This is the first year it really comes into question for me. This is the last year of his rookie contract. 33 catches last year, 435 yards, 2 touchdowns, average 13 yards a catch. I look at this. He's making 3.75 million this year. So if you look here, Charlie Jones is 1.3. We really haven't seen a whole lot from him. We'll get into that later. But Mitchell Tinsley's $1 million. You know, is he start, if that's the going rate for him going forward, is he pricing himself out? Is he worth $4, $6, $8 million if you can get a Mitchell Tinsley for you get Mitchell Tinsley for $1 million and maybe draft somebody? I'm definitely going to check for now, but he's going to have to do something this season. He's going to have to be a little bit better, clean up the drops, and be a little bit more contributing factor. I think he needs to get up in that 50. If you look at him, he's tied for 125th in catches and 94th in yards. So if you look at him as a third wide receiver, I mean, that's the bottom of the thirds, right? So he needs to be a little bit more productive there for me.
Yeah.
All right. So we both check on him. Xavier Johnson, huh?
I don't even know this dude.
Yeah. I don't know that fool. So fold. I mean, unless
we fold.
Unless he does something else. But here's somebody we need to put up.
All right.
So this is a gentleman who I had some expectations with. I watched him torch in college Joey Porter Jr. at Purdue when they're playing against Penn State to the tune of almost 170 yards and a couple touchdowns. So I had high hopes for him, and now he's a return specialist with 0 catches and 0 yards last season. I don't know what to think of that, to make of it. Wildly disappointing that he had no catches.
Terrible.
Yeah, I just don't know what to do, what to think of it, and this is the last year of his contract as well. So check, razor, fold on Charlie Jones.
Yeah, I'm out. I'll fold. Chuck Sizzle has become Chuck Fizzled out of town. Like, I don't need him on my team anymore. This is an insane stat line, dude. Like, that just tells me that you just do not show up. And even when it comes to being a kick return specialist, you're not even that great at that. Just because the other guy that we had plucked off of waivers from Pittsburgh ended up doing better than you. That tells you that you're probably not as good of a player as we thought you were going to be. And we prematurely decided that we were going to get somebody that was going to be better than Trent and Irwin and Trent Taylor, those guys, because those guys were bad. So we drafted somebody that looked like a younger version of them because we thought that we can believe in his upside of being a little bit more productive. Dude, I don't trust him at all to get any separation. I don't know what his catch radius is going to be like because he hasn't gotten the ball. But I do know that when I did see him in preseason in the efforts where Joe Burrow was playing, he started in the preseason game and Jamar and T was out on the field. Part of the strategy was they wanted to see what the other guys are going to do. And it was not promising. And Charlie Jones was just not good. Now, he has some catches and stuff like that, made a little bit of effort in preseason, but not enough to make you feel good about keeping him on a roster for the long term. He has a chance to prove people wrong. Not me. I just think that it's over. I mean, I think that you need to truly look forward to, again, building the depth log behind Jamar and T. Higgins. I don't even want Yoshi Voss in this position. I think number 4 is perfect for Yoshi Voss, but I'm out on Charlie Jones. He's a fold for me. I want to bring in either a veteran guy, somebody that's been there, done it before, that you're not going to expect too much out of, that understands what his role is to basically help develop. Get the kind of like the Joe Flacco without being as old. Get the Joe Flacco of the receiving room. Somebody that can help let Jamar and T do their thing, but the mentorship and the development of the receivers probably need to come from somebody else. So this is where I'll ask Charlie Jones, and then I'll go ahead and bring in somebody of a veteran caliber.
Tim says Charlie had 1 target last year and dropped it. That's hilarious.
That is insane. I don't even remember that target.
I'm with you. I'm with Tim. I'm with Double A. I think we all are in agreement here. Fold on Charlie Jones. He has one kick return a year for a touchdown, and it's like the whole blind squirrel finds an acorn kind of moment for me. So I'm good on Charlie Jones. How about this? Dante Myers, Delaware State, and no picture of him.
Yeah,
if you don't get a picture in a book, I'm folding.
Yeah, especially I don't even know your school, Delaware State. Come on, like I'm good.
Isn't that where Flacco went?
He went to the University of Delaware. He actually went to the real Delaware. This is Delaware State.
The real Delaware. Oof. Oh, we got Chase in the building too. He said WR3 got to be a guy who's good specifically at one thing. Take the top off the defense or work the slot.
Facts.
Wandale Robinson. We talked about him already, man. I would love it. Listen, if I could cut Yoshi's 3.75, by the way, his cap hit $40,000.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I would cut Yoshi's 3.7 in a heartbeat to have Wandale Robinson.
Yeah. If they need somebody to help pay, I just got my tax return check. You know what I mean? Hey, I can afford that cap hit for them. So let me go ahead and do that for you. And by the way, this is not me buying this with my income tax check for anybody that's questioning my chain out there. I know your guys, Wandale Robinson. Me, Rashid Shaheed. I will take the Super Bowl tax that I will hit because he's coming from a Super Bowl winning team. I'll take that. Give me that.
Jordan Moore. Wide receiver rookie out of Duke last year.
Yeah, Camp Body. He stunk in preseason. I remember he just didn't get enough separation.
Yep. That's a fold for me too. Bring in some fresh meat, if you would. Here's an interesting one to me though.
Okay.
No playing, second season after Zach Taylor's brother, I think, yoked him and took him down to Jacksonville for one season. We got him back. He's got one reception on one target in his career for 9 yards, but has flashed in some preseason games. And I liked him at Wisconsin, man. We got Kendrick Pryor here. You got check, razor, fold on Kendrick Pryor.
Oh man. Look, it's so easy for me to dump him in the basket of other receivers that we don't have names or pictures or stats on. But there's a reason why they brought back Kendrick Pryor, and I do recognize that. It's because he does work hard. You do see it in training camp. You do see it in practice. It's just when you're the backups in the third string in the squads, and you got Jake Browning trying to throw you the ball in a preseason game, you're not getting enough good targets for really to see the fruits of the labor. I think I'll check for now, even though I want to fold and be like, look, I just want to redo that whole depth. But I think that he would be okay enough for me to keep on the roster for depth purposes only. That's it. I don't need you seeing in the starting lineup unless you break out and actually do some real crazy Auden Tate level stuff in the preseason.
Tim said he was just re-signed, so we screwed. I like Kendrick Pryor. Man. I think I'd like to see him get a little bit of a chance, to be honest with you. Especially, like, to me, find somebody else to return kicks, draft a running back in this draft that can return kicks, return punts or something, do something, get a corner or safety that can do it. And then you don't need your Charlie Jones anymore. Give Kendrick Pryor some reps out there. I like the kid. So 28 years old. He's mature. He understands the game. Like you said, he works hard. I'm okay with him being a depth piece. That's it. That's where I'm at with him.
I can see him potentially being a special teams captain. You know, like how Stanley Morgan was back, like years ago. Mm-hmm. I can see him being somewhat like that. And I think that holds some value.
I'm saying raise on him, but I'm just putting a chip in there to see if everybody else folds. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get in there and get beat up on a big pot and lose a bunch of money. But if I get him real cheap, vet minimum, go for it.
Yeah.
Now, this one's probably going to be a little bit more interesting. And I thought he re-signed. I don't know if I saw that and didn't have that right. I'll have to look here. But Mitchell Tinsley had 8 receptions for 116 yards, 2 touchdowns at a 14.5-yard average, and had some pretty good moments in the offseason as well. So what are your thoughts on Mitchell Tinsley?
We'll set the stage for Mitchell Tinsley a little bit, but before I bring him in the fold, I'll kind of use the poker reference there because we are playing check, razor, fold.
Yep, check, razor, fold.
I'm looking at a hand right now that I'm not really confident in, but I know that the opponent that I'm going against probably isn't confident in their hand neither. And I feel like I can get away with a soft bluff by raising a couple of chips and then forcing my player and my opponent to make a move with the hand that they're not confident in. And if I gamble and I take a loss, then I just take a loss. I'm not scared to lose. I do think, and I'm willing to do that, is because now I'm bringing the player into it. I do think Mitchell Tinsley has the potential to be what you need for wide receiver 3, but I'm not ready to go all in on it yet. I think that I am ready, though, to say, hey, look, I like your style. I like you. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not in love with this hand, but I like you until I see the flop and how things play out. Then I'm going to decide, should I continue this or not? So, kind of like how you were about Kendrick Pryor, I'm going to say that about Mitchell Tinsley. Mitchell Tinsley is the perfect element to where, for me, it's like, I can give you a soft raise.
Yep.
What are you going to do?
I like
And
it.
that's how I view Mitchell Tinsley.
Austin Zart says he signed a 1-year extension. He did for $1.075 million. I'm here with Tim Lyons. I'm checking on Mitchell Tinsley right now. I got my eye on this. I feel like I might be able to play this hand in the future. Raise on Tinsley as long as he calms down a little bit. He needs to slow down his play. I think he, a little excited to have his first real, at 26 years old, he had his first real opportunity in the league, and he's out there with, arguably one of the best wide receiver cores in the league. So maybe that's a little bit of bring a little more professionalism to the game. I'd like to see the young man play well this year and get enough to where he gets a multi-year deal, a 2 or 3 year deal. And I think that also helps calm him down, right? Just my thoughts.
But also will say this. He needs to get better at route running. He really does. And there were too many instances that I've seen him when he had some action where he could have caught more touchdown passes, but he's like, for one, he slowed down on his route and it just went incomplete because he didn't even finish his route. You got to be able to diversify your route tree and run it confidently, and especially when you're playing with the rhythmic and timing passing of a quarterback like Burrow, who expects you to be at your spot at exactly at this point. He's a precision surgical passer. He's not a blunt instrument where he just see it and then throw it and then try to hammer it downfield like a lot of these big armed quarterbacks. You got to be on top of your timing and your route running. So that's another critical element I will say about Mitchell Tinsley.
Xavier Johnson is under contract, looks like. Keyshawn Williams.
Okay.
Here's
the
guy
that I was talking about that took over what's his name's kick return duties, right?
Yeah.
We signed him from Pittsburgh after he got cut from there, and then we brought him. Yeah, okay.
He signed 2 years, 1.845. He'll earn a base salary of $1 million this season. So he's in. What are your thoughts on him? Check, raise, or fold?
I'll check. He's fine. Depth piece at the receiving position, but I think that if he can take advantages of his opportunity, and it seemed like he did a little bit of that during the back end of the year when we claimed him off waivers from the Steelers, he can be your kick returner. I still don't want to bank my hopes and dreams on that, but if he can develop into a strong kick returning presence, dude, I think that this guy can be the limit for him. It'll open up more opportunities for him to get on the field more. So, check. Not putting any chips on and raising it. But if somebody raises me or whatnot, then I'll fold.
I'm right there with you. I was going to say the exact same thing. I check, but it ain't going to take much to get pushed into the pot for me to fold on him going forward.
Right.
Again, if this is our full-time returner, for the next 2 years. Ah,
It's a win.
probably
Again, if he
to me, I don't think we're doing it right. I think
no,
we're missing
again,
the boat.
he has to again, like you said, it's all predicated on production. We just don't have a lot of production from these guys. We got too many bodies as depth pieces with zero production. Look at this. Look at this. Barrel, 1 catch for 5 yards. Now, again, I know we claimed him off a waiver, so he rarely saw the field. But we were also losing a lot of games to the point where it's like you need to start playing some of these young guys, see what they can do. We were blowing teams out, so you had chances to get in when it came to backup duties. But again, that can also be a bad coaching staff decision, but whatever, while we didn't see much action from him at receiver. But yeah, I'm with you, man. Like, ain't no need to elaborate on him much more.
Here's a funny one. I mean, Tim Lyons says Tinsley is like the guy in the chat that types in all caps. LOL.
Yeah, I saw that chat too.
I
Yeah.
mean, is he wrong? Is he wrong?
Nah.
I don't know. I digress. So that's it for the wide receivers. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk about offensive line, running back, and tight end to finish up the wide receivers and get us on our way. We'll offensive lineman. We'll just kind of try and get it through as fast as possible because I think it's pretty easy. But we'll see what if we agree on it or not. But we're gonna hear a quick break from our sponsors. If you're on YouTube, it'll just be a quick break, and we'll be right back after these messages. All right, welcome back to Road to the Jungle. You have seen us go through a lot of wide receivers and quarterback here on our offensive lines. Let's see here. We're
all right.
full
Let's get
roster.
the hog mollies.
Full roster.
Okay, I thought that was a lot of linemen. I'm like, man, damn.
Yeah, here we go.
I'm going to talk about all of those guys.
Center Jacob Bear, Arkansas
I didn't
State,
know who he was.
Rookie. Listen, what are we doing? I thought we had a center that was supposed to be pushing.
I thought it was Matt Lee.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Camp body, whatever. I mean, I'll fold regardless.
I mean, check because no one's going to do anything with him. That was a weird place for me to start. Let's get some fireworks going here. Orlando Brown Jr.
All right.
This is a big one here. Cap hit this season for Orlando Brown Jr. is $22 million. Check, raise, or fold on Orlando Brown Jr.
All right, let's talk about it. It's not going to be it might sound controversial, but I think that fans are really understanding where this team is and that you got to prepare for life after Orlando Brown Jr. just because his play really stunk up the joint last year. But I did check on Andre Iosivas, and I'm trying to give the same grace for Orlando Brown Jr. Problem is, he's not as young as Andre Iosivas is, so I can't really give him the same grace. This dude was a former 4-time Pro Bowler, 2-time first-team All-Pro, or whatever it was his stats, and a former Super Bowl champion. And he is coming in here not living up to the billing for the contract that we gave him. I'm going to fold. I am going to fold. Because I know he's going to be on the team this year. You're not good enough to be able to cut bait and move him to try to get assets in return for him because you don't have anybody at the backup left tackle position that you can really kind of bank your hopes on. And I damn sure ain't trying to bank on no rookie in this draft, especially not at number 10 overall. But I do think that you need to prepare for pivoting sometime mid-season when things go down a rabbit hole. This is one of those opportunities that if the Bengals were good enough this past season and had a good enough roster where they can develop linemen, I would entertain trading him this offseason already just because I just don't feel like that he's going to reach the same level of play. And that's tough because I really like him. He's been a very good community spokesperson for the Cincinnati community overall in general, man. He's been a great stand-up guy. And it just sucks the way
good teammate.
Yeah, and fantastic teammate. He's just an amazing guy, man. I hear him on other people's podcasts and stuff, but this is talking about the football player himself on the team, on the field. His play has not lived up to expectation, and you can see the regression. It's there. And there is an opportunity, there is a chance for him to rebound next year. but I just don't think I should do that right now. And so for me, I'm going to do a fold here. I think that he's still good enough with the cohesive line unit that we've constructed this past season, albeit they do need to bring back some guys. But I am in the camp of folding and moving on and trying to game plan towards a future pick next year.
Yeah, Tim says great dudes don't help us win games. So I know he was banged up a little bit last year, some things out there, but to me, the slide, the step that was never really quick looked a little bit slower last year than the year before, right? So where I'm at with him, um, I don't think we have to chip on the right side nearly as much as we did the past couple years. So I think we're better there. We can help him out a little bit on the left side. But that said, I'm not somebody at this point that I want to give $20 million to next year, the following year. I'm okay. It's the best case scenario this year. We better be drafting or signing some depth there and getting ready, like you said, in case something happens. But I really think what would be best for Orlando Brown Jr. here, listed at 6'8", 350, I think he needs to come in at 325.
Yeah.
I don't think we're losing power there at 325, but I think he needs to get a little bit more weight off to take a little bit stress off the legs, the knees, and maybe get a little more quickness built up there. But that's where I'm at with Orlando Brown Jr.
So you mentioned that you're not interested in paying him 20 something million, right?
Yeah, this year
What?
coming up, it's the best case scenario. Going forward, I'm a check, but it's not going to take me much to fold
So
that.
yeah. Here's the thing, Tim. I'm sorry, I almost called you. Here's the thing, Brandon.
It's all right.
Why is
I grew up.
everybody in the whole entire Bengals media fan base, they're talking and clamoring for Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins to take restructures? Orlando Brown Jr. needs to take a restructure. Go ahead and convert some of that cap
He
hit
doesn't have
into
any.
a signing bonus.
He doesn't have any future years to add stuff to. It's hard to
Okay,
do.
I see what
They
you're
would
talking
have to
about.
extend him another year to do it.
Okay, I get you. But then that can be a perfect opportunity to do a soft extension if you feel that that warrants that, to lower that cap hit, just do 2 years. Because if this is the last year, I'm trying to think strategically enough to where it's like, all right, we know next year, especially if we're grabbing a rookie, and then we know it's going to take at least 2 years for somebody to come back in and take his place, because the Bengals are not good at line development whatsoever at all. So why not just extend him for that 2 years and then make the second year a cut option if he's just truly bad? It's not going to take much if he's that bad or he just automatically regresses in 2026. Well, then the 2027 offseason, you can look to he can be a cap casualty and somebody else can have him, where you'll save against the cap at that point. I don't think he needs to need any more guaranteed money on his deal. And I think that's probably where I'm at with him.
Andrew Coker, next
All right.
tackle here out of TCU, is 24 years old, 6'7", 315. Signed a 1 year, $885,000 $885,000 for 2026 is the 1 year contract. Check, raise, or fold on Andrew Coker.
I'll be quick. I'll check, but it ain't gonna take me much to fold. He's a camp body. I was saying just another camp body. He's a depth piece, and you can't afford to just fold on everybody. So he signed his little contract. It's cool for now, but yeah, you're not my future.
I check with very low expectations. How's that?
Yes, exactly.
Javon Foster. We got a tackle here, 6'5", 313 out of Missouri. What are your thoughts on here on Javon Foster?
I did not know. I didn't know who he was. So by that logic, I'm folding.
Yeah, I mean, you hear some good things about some guys coming out this year from Missouri, but you don't hear anybody coming out 2 years ago out of Missouri. So I'm yeah, fold. I don't know. I don't know this fool.
Yeah.
All right, here's a better one. Amarius Mims, 6'8", 350, right tackle out of Georgia. First round pick in 2024 of the Cincinnati Bengals. Came in with high expectations, only playing, 8 games in college or 9 games in college, something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Started off a little rough first year. I thought he, partway through last year, started making some improvements. What are your thoughts here on Amarius Mims? Check, raise, or fold?
Man, oh man, this is a raise. This is a big raise. Now, all the raise got some injury history a little bit potentially, but I'm raising on Marius Mims. He is the future tackle. That's the stalwart to anchor that position group, not Orlando Brown Jr. Again, I'm not already kind of like over explain my thoughts on LBJ Jr. So I'm going to go the opposite and say Amarius Mims. I can't wait till the Bengals get at the negotiating table and then try to do their lowballing efforts when it comes to extending this guy, because Amarius Mims is going to have all the leverage in the world, because he's going to look at the Bengals front office and says when it's time for him to be due up for a second contract, he's going to be like, who are you going to bring in? And it took you a decade plus to get a competent right tackle. And even then, you didn't even have it because that was Andre Smith. And he's better than what anything that Andre Smith has ever done in all of his years for the Bengals. So yeah, Marius Mims, bro, like he's been amazing. He's lived up to every bit of was it the number 18th or 17th overall pick in 2024 when we got him. It sucks because I liked him, but I wanted Byron Murphy in that spot. But I was happy with him when we selected him because you needed one of
Agreed.
those tackles. And I think the Bengals made, again, we like to criticize the draft strategy, but hey, we gotta give credit and kudos to where they get it right. Amarius Mills was not no slam dunk pick. Okay. For those Bengals fans that's going to say, well, those Bengals critics of the front office that's going to say, well, that was an obvious pick. You should have already made that. No, not really, man, because there was other tackles on the board that people were thinking about we should have gotten. So, but I'm glad that we landed it with this guy. He is the guy of the future. So yeah, man, I'm raising. Not all in yet, but I'm raising big time on him.
Year 3 coming up for Marius Mims. You're talking just over $4 million in year 3. Year 4, just under $5 million, and then he has the 5th-year option for the club. Don't let it get to that. If he performs again this year like we expect him to, keeps showing improvement this coming off season before the 2027 season, extend him. I'm tired of waiting until they play out their contracts to extend players and having all this drama in the offseason. Let's go ahead and start some trends here with some of our young players going into their second contracts. Extend this bad boy before it gets to the 5th-year option, or you're tagging them, or whatever that case might be. I'm tired of that. It's a game I don't want to play. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Mm-hmm.
Ted Karras. That's an interesting one.
It is.
Here on the good dude team for sure, right?
Yeah, for sure, absolutely.
Good dude. What do you think about him as a center here out of Illinois? 32 years old, 6'4", 310. Got him from New England a couple years ago. What are your thoughts here? Check, raise, or fold on Ted Karras?
Yeah, I'm a check right now. And look, I like Ted Karras, great community guy, man. His Cincinnati hat has revolutionized the entire nation. It seems like that no matter where you go, you're starting to see that. And really, he should have won Walter Payton Man of the Year a couple years ago when he was up for the ballot. And it's disappointing based off of everything he does for the village of Marici in Indiana that he didn't get that award. And he's done so much for that not only just for that village, but also for the city as a whole, with raising money for the Cincy Hat Foundation. But like you said, this is not a good dude award. This is check raise a fold for production on the team. And right now, I just don't know if I'm ready to bank on him long term. I'll check because I like him as my center right now, but damn sure believe that there's an upgrade possibility, even going into this free agency period. You got Tyler Linderbaum as one of the top free agents in the NFL at this position. So I'm not saying that I need to just go sign him and then cut bait with Ted Karras right now, even though that will be a bold strategy move. It'll be a bold ass move that we never see the Bengals do. But I think that he's fine. building the collective cohesive unit that this team has done just this past year, going into next year, he's fine as my center for now. But it's a check with the potential that I'm going to fold later because I need to upgrade at some point.
Last year was contract, $4.5 million cap hit this year, which is great. I like the way they structured this contract with him aging. $7 million 2 years ago. Last year, 6.8. This year, 4.5. Pretty good way to structure a contract for an aging lineman. He's good. I'm hoping Matt Lee is the guy that can take over for him. If not, we need to go out there and get a center because we need to have depth at this position. To me, I'm not folding yet on Ted Karras, but I got my hands. The cards are in my hand, and I'm ready to discard as soon as somebody makes a move here. I do not expect to re-up him after this year. I expect this to be it and right off in the sunset. And I think it's the right move for the Bengals.
Question for you.
Yeah.
When he gets to that later stage in his career, would you entertain moving him to guard?
Oh, man.
He did play guard in New England a little bit.
No.
Okay. I just thought about it just because I was curious how you would probably look in that option.
No, I want we got really fast running backs. I want guards that can get to the edge faster than he can get to the edge.
Nah, for sure. Okay.
That was my thought there. All right. Speaking of Matt Lee, here's Matt Lee, 6'4", 310 out of Miami, 7th round draft pick, 2024. We thought we, kind of hit gold here late, but hasn't been getting any love. What are your thoughts here? Check, raise, or fold?
I'll be quick. Check with the potential raise because we just got to see him on the field. That's all.
Agreed. Check. I haven't been able to grade him in real football. That's where I'm at. I want to see him out there. I want to see him. I want to see his hand play.
Yeah.
William Wagner, do we need to hit on?
Nah, I think we can bypass him. Dylan Fairchild, yeah, that's the one.
Dylan Fairchild, 6'5", 318 out of Georgia. Hot and cold rookie year. What are your takes on him? Check, raise, or fold?
I'm still going to raise. I like him. I think that he is what you need at guard, and he's just a young player. And obviously, when the team is bad, you're going to spotlight a lot of bad on other players and whatnot. You're going to nitpick and stuff, but I'm not doing that with him. I think the Bengals got it right. I know everybody was all gung-ho about the other guard from Georgia. What was it, Tate Ratledge, that want to end up going to Detroit? But he's been fine. I think that he's been a solid pick, and I think that he has room to grow and develop.
Check, but I love his nasty side. I like it when he gets a little feisty. I like that.
Same, yeah.
So I'm
missing that.
Here's a good one. Cody Ford. Ford, 29, 6'3", 345.
The Spinoramas here.
Sorry, unsolicited ad break there, but our apologies.
Cody Ford, 6'3", 345, 29 out of Oklahoma. We got him from Buffalo a few years ago. What are your thoughts on Cody Ford? He's played guard. He's slid over to tackle. Check, raise, or fold?
Yeah, I'm folding. I think I'm done with the Cody Ford experiment. I get it. He's a swing player that can sort of play damn near all 5 positions on the lines, but he doesn't play it well. He's like a jack of all trades, but a master of none. So I'm kind of done with that.
My issue with Cody Ford, and the reason why I'm folding, is he's the 18th highest played Bengal.
Oh, Lord. I'm done.
So he needs to be down that list for me, and I don't think we can get him down that list because of the tenure he's got in the league. So I'm ready to fold and move on.
Yeah.
All right. To Lucas Patrick.
Okay. I think
that,
just cut. Just fold. That was a bad signing last year, and I don't know if it's going to get any better.
9th season, didn't seem to have a whole lot of gas in the tank, injured a lot. I'm good on him.
Yeah.
Here's a guy, Dalton Reisner, 6'5", 312 guard out of Kansas State, 30 years old. What are your thoughts on Dalton Reisner?
Yeah, the Bengals better bring him back because he's a free agent. So my only option is raise instead of just fold because we can't do checks when you're incumbent free agent. He's been phenomenal, man, since we brought him in. One of the wily vets that just kind of stabilized the line, bro. Nothing needs to be said. You better raise.
I'll give him most of what we're paying. Uh, most of what we're paying. The
24.
Cody Ford at 3.4. I mean, I'd like to bring him in around somewhere between 2.5 and 3 would be great. If it's 3, a little over 3, it's fine. I like him. Stabilizing his position. Everybody seemed to get along with him well. I'm a raise on Dalton Reisner.
Mhm.
Hopefully we have a better option. And if we don't, I'm okay with it, right?
Right.
Ah,
Right.
here was the rookie last year out of Miami, Jalen Rivers, 6'5", swing here. Played tackle in college, played guard for us mostly last year. Check, raise, or fold on Jalen Rivers.
This is a check because he can be your new Cody Ford as the guy that can play on many different spots on the line. So I think I'll check for now. I don't want to raise just because I'm not sold on this play, but I think he did okay. I think he did just fine. But I do like him in the lineup moving forward for right now.
I'm actually going to raise on the kid, and I'm going to tell you the reason why is because he was never like practiced as a starter really, and got his opportunity to shine, so to speak. It was always like, so and so is not going to be in there. You need to get in and go play. And or if Reisner or somebody else got dinged up, and he kind of got forced into spots. And I thought for what he did and not having starting reps and being young and moving from tackle to guard last year to this year, even though he played guard in the past, I thought he played pretty well, serviceable at least. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
He
I think
wasn't
the
bad.
upside's good. So I'm gonna slight raise on this guy.
Yeah, I think
I
it's a
might
good
be
check.
trying to catch it. I might be trying to catch a straight here. You know what I mean? But I like him. I like him. So I'm gonna give him a little raise. Is there
Yeah.
anybody else in this list?
Yeah, there's
Cordell
Cordell Volson
Volson.
at the bottom. Okay, I'm nixing that too. That's folding. Yeah, I had high hopes for you, man. You were a solid fourth round pick. I thought you had some
High
potential.
hopes.
Nah. Okay, yeah, you're done, bro. Like I'm moving on. I
I
got
had
your
high
replacement already.
hopes for a minute. Cordell Volson. Bye. Okay. Yeah, I fold him. That's easy enough, huh?
Yeah.
All right. So let's go. Running back should be quick.
Yeah. We only get a
Gary
few.
Brightwell,
I'm
27
good.
out of Arizona.
I'm good. I think I'll fold. He's just not fast enough, or he's not
I'm,
elusive enough.
I'm a fold. I'm a fold as well.
Yeah.
When we had just one running back basically playing all the time, and you didn't get any opportunities, and you were behind Taj Brooks, who I never saw, and got
Yeah.
zero production all year, you're gone. Taj Brooks, this will be his second year out of Texas Tech. First of all, came on the show. What a great guy, right?
Yeah.
So I liked him. I liked him in preseason. I liked him at Texas Tech. I was surprised he didn't get more chances and opportunities to show what he has. 16 carries, 45 yards, no touchdowns, 2.8 yards carry. Your thoughts here on Taj Brooks? Check, razor, fold.
Yeah, I'll check, but unfortunately, this is a guy I might look to potentially fold on just because I want more explosiveness out of the position group as a whole, not just from one player. And Taj Brooks ain't bringing that for me right now. I wanted him to be the thunder to the lightning. He had the opportunity for it, but there's a reason why the Bengals brought in Samaje Perine. It's because he has been that at a veteran presence that Taj Brooks hasn't developed into yet. Now, he's still a rookie. That's why I'm checking. He hasn't got enough snaps to be able to fully judge it. But I do like his potential, but I'm just, that's where I'm at for him.
Yeah, man, I am. I have a feeling about this hand. It's a good feeling. I can't bet it yet. He just hasn't seen enough, so I'm gonna check. But I want to raise. I want to raise on this hand. I think he's going to be a decent player in the NFL. there's got to be some reason he didn't learn the playbook well enough or didn't get along with something. I don't know, but I'm going to check. All right, the pride and joy of the running back room. First guy with 1,000 yards since our man went to the Texans. So I'm going to go Chase Brown, 232 carries, 1,000 yards. More importantly to me here, 4.4 yards a carry. That's kind of the benchmark I had for him. I wanted him to get to that 4.4, 4.5 mark. Check, razor, fold here on Chase Brown.
So I got Burrow, I got Chase, I got Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Marius Mims. All that I did lucrative races on, and I'm ready to complete the set of big, large raises into this pot with Chase Brown. I think that with the ascension of Chase Brown, I got a straight flush. I'm not going to say a royal flush because Chase Brown and Marius Mims haven't made Pro Bowls yet. They haven't taken over as guys that you can ascend into that captain leadership role. But Chase Brown actually is a leader to me, and he is a do-it-all running back. He just needs a little bit more help. That's it. I still want to see a little bit more explosiveness from him as far as like those gashing longer runs, but I think people are already starting to kind of key in on his skill set a little bit, and the opportunities are not always there because the Bengals offense can look a little bit more predictable when you're always in shotgun formation. You don't disguise your running capabilities. It did a little bit when Joe Flacco was playing, but that's where the evolution of the offense need to take. But yeah, he is a guy that I'm going 100% raise for. He deserves it. And I can't wait to see what kind of contract that he conjures up. Again, the Bengals going to have to pay out their best guys, and Chase Brown is one of them.
Yeah, I kind of want to raise here. And I kind of want to extend him now. He's estimated to make $3.7 million this year. I feel like the price tag is going to get. I think I expect him to have a really good year this season, especially if the team can stay together and show some cohesion. I thought the second half of the season, the line looked completely different than it did in that first third of the season.
100%.
And I think Chase Brown's probably going to. I wouldn't be surprised here, 1,250, 1,350 yards, somewhere in that rushing. He's also a weapon out of the backfield. I like him here. He's still going to be the bell cow. I think you need to pay him now because I think now you could probably get him at, 7.5, 8.5 million if you for 3 years if you extend him. 3 years, 25.5, something like that.
Right.
If you wait, I don't know. I'm afraid you're going to get. I'm afraid you're going to get a $10 million back if you wait until after next year.
Right, for sure. And you know what? I'll be willing to go the 3-year, $30 million route with him now, just because I still anticipate him still ascending. And you'll be able to adjust the AAV on the cap hits as the years go on with that 3-year contract. I like where you're headed at with that one there. And it tells you that, look, we value you, we love you, and believe in you. Let's go for it.
Samaje Perine, 84 yards, 84 carries, 380 yards, 4.5 a carry. 30 years old out of Oklahoma. We got one more year under contract here with Samaje Perine. Check, razor, fold with him.
I'll check. He's been good. He's been fine. And I'm glad that the Bengals brought him back. Even though I was very critical of the move because it just wasn't a win now kind of a move for me. It was just, hey, we like this guy. He was in our building. He was a part of our Super Bowl team. He did some good things. Again, he was the real reason why I felt pretty decent down the stretch with the running back room that got a little bit more creative in the running game is because a guy like him understood the offense. Whereas I still need to see more from Charles Brooks and whatnot. So, I mean, it's a soft check for me.
Gary Brightwell made 1.1 million last year. Samaje Perine only 2 million. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with Samaje. $2 million. I think he's a great veteran presence there. I'm a check guy though, because I think this is one of the guys, like 5th, 6th round. We got to be spending another draft pick and trying to find somebody. I feel like that's where it is. We have to get it. We have to get it going. Tim says, check, let him retire a Bengal. That'd be great. I wouldn't be surprised though the way Samaje Perine is if he wants to play till he's 33, 34. He play another contract. I don't know though. We'll see. We shall see. So that's the running back room. Last room, sorry that we're being long-winded here. but you guys should have known better when it was me and Justin here by ourselves. We're gonna go to the tight end room. Eric All Jr. To me, it's a check because we got to see how he comes back. It's a second ACL injury. What are your thoughts here?
Same, 100% same with you. I'm not even going to elaborate even more on that. I like to see him back more. He had showed promise, but that was a tough injury.
Yeah. Unfortunate, too. Guy did show a lot of promise. Noah Fant, free agent, tight end out of Iowa, 28 years old. 34 catches, 288, 3 touchdowns last year. Check, raise, or fold here for you on Fant.
Unfortunately, folded, man. I liked that the Bengals brought him in. He was a guy that I was kind of clamoring for the Bengals to sign in free agency. They did that, but he just was not good. He was better than Irv Smith Jr. Now, he wasn't Irv Smith Jr. bad.
Hey,
Too many just hey, that is the Mendoza line. If you are Irv Smith Jr. bad, then you don't even need to belong in the league no more. He wasn't that. He was still fine in certain spots, but man, it just was not good. It just wasn't good. I think I'm okay to move on. I'm glad that he had a nice little pit stop though.
He's just okay. Mike Gesicki, 28 receptions, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 11 a game. 30 years old. We got him for one more after this. So 2, I think. Yeah. He signed a 3-year deal going in last year.
It's not a 3-year. Right.
Well, check, razor, fold here. I'll tell you for me, I'll let you know right now. I'm folding like out of turn. Like, it's not even to me yet. Obviously, we got 2 more years with him. He is what he is. He good teammate, good pass catcher when he's out there. He doesn't fit the bill for what we need at tight end. He just kind of becomes a glorified 4th receiver or slot receiver.
Yeah.
He'll play his next 2 years out. We'll be happy we had him, and he'll ride off in the sunset.
Yeah, I think that I was in the same camp with you. This is the most controversial one that I had, just kind of crossing my wires a little bit because I don't know how to label this dude. Part of me wanted to say, like, hey, look, he's been fine. He's a great hands catching type of tight end, but where's the true explosive element? We haven't really seen that from him for real. So with that being said, I think he's been good. We signed him because we wanted to appease Joe Burrow, but we need to extend this tight end room altogether. I think that this is the only controversial decision that I'll make on this episode. And yeah, I think I'm with you. I will fold on Mike Gesicki, but not fold as I want him off my team, though. It's fold to where it's like, you're fine. You can stay where you are for now on the team, on the roster, finish out your contract.
I'm not going to cut you, but I'm not excited about the situation.
But I will go out there and make sure that I get somebody better that can potentially take over in the starting role for.
If not this year, next year for sure, right? That's the way I look at it. This year, I think we probably have to use more draft capital towards defense. So if we have to get somebody in free agency just to get this, like a Foster Moreau or somebody like that, just to
David Njoku.
Yeah, if we can, depending on what he goes for, if we can kind of super glue this tight end room together for one more year and then use some draft capital the following year, I'll be really happy with that.
Sorry.
Cam Grandy. Come on now.
No, hell no.
Okay.
Off my team, fold.
Yeah, tired. We got some guys just taking out spots. Tanner Hudson's coming back for another year.
Yeah. And I get it. He signed. I get it that the Bengals gave him that little soft extension. For me, it's a fold. I'm just tired of it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for my turn to fold here too. Just a body. You know, I mean, he's okay, but he doesn't do anything real well.
We liked
pretty good.
The only reason why we liked it, Tanner Hudson, is because he wasn't Irv Smith. He wasn't
Irv Smith, and he's 6'5", 240.
And that's the crazy thing. Like Irv Smith Jr., we had high hopes, former first rounder, thinking that we were going to get some more explosiveness at that group with him to kind of take over of what Hayden Hurst was to be even better than that. And he just wasn't there for us to force to ascend Tanner Hudson into the starting lineup. That's why people like Tanner Hudson, because he did the small stuff right. So yeah, but he's still not that very good of a tight end. So yeah, I'm sorry, but fold.
Drew Sample.
Lord. This
Uh,
was the automatic fold for me too, as a cap casualty this year.
Okay. He's
I'm done.
2.5 against the cap.
Yeah, man. Like, just go. He's not even that great of a blocker. He's not explosive. I know that we signed him because of character traits and whatnot. Man, I'm sorry, but I just need to remake this whole tight end room. Outside of Eric Aldridge, who we even checked and didn't even raise on or anything like that, we still got to see what he can do. There is literally not a single tight end that we want to keep. Mikey G, obviously, we'll keep him for now, but nobody is somebody that we want to keep for real outside of Eric Aldridge, seeing what he can bring.
Drew Sample's going to be 30 this season. He's the 19th highest player on the Bengals roster at 2.8 and change. We pay this man basically to run into walls over and over again.
It's just ridiculous, man.
Need cap space? I'll fold. If not, I'll check. That's where I'm at with him.
He will always be the second-round draft pick that I will always be mad about because Zach Taylor passed on DK Metcalf and drafted this guy.
Hey, that's enough poker for tonight. We went 15 minutes over our hour. Apologize here. But we went through all the offensive guys. Next week, we'll go through the defense. Probably, I think the defense probably even gets a little feistier with our group. So we'll probably have to rotate who we have picking on those and who wants to pipe in here. I might have to sit. I might have to referee if we got, 2 or 3 of us out here. I might have to just host and not give opinions for most of it. But Justin, it's been real, man. Off season. I like going through this kind of stuff though. It kind of lets us know where we're at and who we're going to need. Makes the fact that we don't do a bunch of mock drafts when we don't know a bunch of stuff about what's going on a little easier to palate on our channel, in my humble opinion. What are your closing thoughts here for the people?
Well, and for anybody that is paying attention to mock draft season now or just doing all these simulated mock drafts and everything, just keep in mind that next week is the start of the scouting combine. So, underwear Olympics. There you go. Go at it. Have fun. Let's overanalyze people's doing workouts and drills and stuff like that. We'll pay attention. We'll watch, but we ain't going to care because at the end of the day, it ain't got nothing to do with actual football until we get to the draft. All right. Pro days still got to come before that too. So, it's a long off season. I'm just sort of taking my time, man. That's all.
I dig it. Hey, we're here all off season. We'll be back here next Wednesday. Same bat time, same bat channel. Check us out. We appreciate you guys rocking with us. Thumbs up, like, subscribe, share, tell people. Anybody likes NFL football, come on over here, especially if they're Cincinnati Bengals fans. And check us out next week as we are running through the jungle.